Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 17th of January 2024 and my name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today. I think we can skip the introductions, yes, and we can go to the reminders directly. As usual, if you would like to have the project, feel free to check out the issues on a project level that have the app wanted label. We would appreciate if you would look into the user guide and the website if you are new to the project and try out the introductory instructions and dev deployments and so on, because recently we have been getting a few comments related to this, that there are issues with that. And then if you are if you think that your organization would benefit by officially adopting Metal3, then please feel free to push a PR to the community repository, and in the root of the repository modify the adopters.md file, and you can add your project to the list or to the table of other official adopters, and can just fill out the use case and the link and so on. And that would be a great help for us to gauge the level of adoption in general. And then if you are interested about statistics about the project, then feel free to check out Clow Monitor, DevStats, and any other site that provides general overview. If you are interested in our incubation proposal that is ongoing, that has been submitted to the CNCF proposal, so you can find it by following the link or from the CNCF TOC repo. And what else? Oh yeah, if you hit an issue with the CI tests, either the automated or the manually triggered tests, then feel free to create an issue on any of the repos and assign it to the Metal3 CI tracker project, and we will see it in a table like this. And then last but not least, don't forget that on the 31st of January, we will have the yearly Metal3 team meetup, and feel free to propose a agenda or more, and people will vote on those agenda points as described on the document. You can access the document by following the link from the weekly meeting document or by checking it on the mailing list, because we have sent it there, and also on the Slack channel. We will use the same Zoom link as the weekly meetings. So that's all about the reminders, just the usual stuff. And then we can continue with the working group updates. Now I see that there are almost everyone present from the IRENG scalability working group. Do you have any updates?
Not from me, although I do intend at some point to rename Ironic Operator to something. And I'm still leaning towards standalone one, so if you want to convince me otherwise, that's your last chance, probably.
I'm fine with that, so I won't convince you. Hui, you? Do you have anything? Have you worked on anything related to this or no? Okay, if not, then let's not spend more time on this. We can continue with the discussion topics. I have a review request, very minor, tiny BMO PR that just adds a few environment variables to pave the way for the TLS-enabled Pixie, mainly for development purposes. Please feel free to check this. It won't really disturb much related to BMO. And then the next one is from Tomo.
Yep, there's 2 PRs left that are changing the container build workflow to GitHub Action plus Jenkins, replacing the Quay. Basically, Iron Client and Iron IPA downloader are the only ones left. So I would appreciate if we could get the remaining flags for these, and we could put the Quay building into its grave. They basically need action from Dimitri from Dimitri. I think Ricardo already gave one of the required flags.
I will take a look.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, thanks very much. Is there any discussion topics that anyone would like to bring up?
Hi, Adam.
Hey, hello.
Hi, yes, it's Selima from Outreachy. So I had a question. I asked Ricardo last week, but he couldn't help me with it. I'm trying to post an article to the blog section of the Metal3 website, and I don't know how to go about it.
I think you need to do a pull request. Let me quickly navigate there, and you have to do this on the website repo. It's here.
Yep,
and
that's the one.
Yes, and here is the blog directory. Where this is just the index. This is just the index.
Yeah, so I checked this, but I couldn't find any of the blogs here, so I really don't know how it's being done.
In the underscore posts, I think. There, yes. Yes, this is it. So check one of them. It's like a markdown file. There is some metadata on the top of them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, this looks a bit weird, but yeah, if you show it raw, then it, yeah.
Sure,
like
I
this.
think I understand now. I think I know my way around now. Thank you so much for this. I'm good now. Thank you. I can go from here.
Thanks. Looking forward to the blog post.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yep, thanks a lot. Okay, any other questions? If not, then we can go to the triaging. I was already doing pre-triaging, and I've seen that Tomo was also looking into a few of these. So let's check from the recently updated. So we got this, that the tutorials have a lot of issues, and the user guide is supposedly unusable to deploy the environment, but we have no specific problems, error message, anything. So we just asked for more information. Then we had this feature request, or more like question about a feature, which would be that CapM3 would deploy Kubernetes on a node that was provisioned in some custom way, so not via CapM3, or as far as I can think of, not via BMO, but somehow the image was installed on it, and then they just want to bring it under a management of a Capi cluster. But I had a long answer, and then I have a short answer. I think this is not a CapM3 scenario. This is the bring your own host Capi scenario, as far as I understand.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, thanks. So I put invalid on this. Let's see if we got some feedback, but if on next triaging there's still no activity, I will just close this. Next one is this is something where I think the communication died down a bit. This is a customized error, if I remember correctly, which I have not experienced, and you, Leonard, have commented here. You haven't seen this error either. So I guess we would need more info or some update about this also. Well, I wouldn't close this manually. There might be still some edge case, but it's certainly not enough info to reproduce. And then this is one that I have that is fresh, but I have not re-triaged. And this is from you, Leonard, and it's quite a lot. So could you please summarize this?
Okay, let's see. This is maybe not so thought through yet, but it came up when I tried to basically change so that I create a load balancer service instead of using a host network for Ironic. And then I realized that we have this, that it needs to like listen on a specific IP or interface, and it's waiting on that specific thing. So what I did was I set the interface that it should listen on, and this would then be an interface inside the pod that is just on the connected to the cluster network. But traffic is forwarded to this anyway. That part works great. But then comes the part where Ironic wants to talk to Inspector, and then it will try to be smart about what IP to use. And that is the part that was problematic to me. So since it detects this the IP that is connected to this cluster network interface, and it's trying to use that, then things break down, because this is just pod IP and it's not in the certificates, and it will definitely change as soon as you rotate a pod or something. So I'm wondering a bit if we can change that. It's not on top of my priority. It's more like if we want to change and get rid of this host networking, this could be a way forward. But I would be very interested to hear if there are opinions on this, and especially if there is someone who wants to drive it forward.
I don't really want to drive it forward, but we already have a precedent where we can configure. So we have different configuration options for listen port and for access port. So it's already possible for Ironic to listen on one port, but to use another port as an access port. So we do have a priority for that. And I know, as I noted to you in our discussion, we use that in OpenShift because we have this homegrown pseudo load balancer. So it doesn't sound otherworldly for me to also have setting for IP addresses. And maybe we should actually stop having things like Ironic IP or Ironic URL host and start being specific, like if it's a listen IP or an access IP, because Ironic IP just means too much.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds good. I think that would solve everything for me also. But yeah, I don't expect that I would be working on this, at least in the near future. But if someone wants to do something on it, feel free to reach out. I would be happy to yeah, think about how to do things and change and so on.
And what about this JSON RPC? So is it just a note that for JSON RPC with multiple ironic, this would need some service that let all of them know where the others are? Or is it a blocker for this specific PR?
I don't know. We don't have a finished design around JSON RPC yet. We have a long discussion in this old RFE on ironic operator, which everyone is welcome to participate in. But we kind of sort of have a plan for MVP. But then Leonard and I have been discussing what to do next and which role a potential load balancer will play. And there's a lot of moving parts there. I suggest we don't go there right now. But yes, JSON RPC will be affected because JSON RPC requires you to know requires an ironic to know its own IP address or host name or anything that can be accessed and that has valid TLS.
This may be a stupid question. Where is JSON RPC used? Is it like between ironic and IPA or yeah,
No.
where? No.
So between ironic and IPA uses the public API. IPA uses public API. Yeah, it's a mouthful. So it doesn't differ from BMO in this regard. IPA is talking to ironic normally, and TLS certificates there are its own problem because it's hard to push SCA into RAM disk. Not impossible if you have virtual media, but hard. Maybe Adam's iPixie TLS work will help move that forward, but that remains to be seen, and that has to be added to ironic operator, by the way. JSON RPC is used exclusively between ironics for coordination. More specifically, ironic is a load balancer of its own. So if you talk to any ironic through its API, it will determine which ironic is actually responsible for this node and will forward the request there. That's where JSON RPC comes into play. So kind of putting a load balancer around ironic is a bit weird because ironic has a built-in load balancer. Where it is used, where is it used, you're asking? It is not used currently in Metal3 anywhere. It's just in our plans for multi-ironic, multi-instance ironic, which we have been discussed with you in the RFE.
Thanks. That cleared a lot for me. So ironic can load balance, or will at least be able to load balance internally, but what would be the, would you then give multiple endpoints or like where would the request, no, that's just internally. So the external request still comes into one, or how does it work?
External requests can hit any ironic instance. And you can have a load balancer in front of that, so to say, right? So that everyone doesn't hammer the same API instance. So you can reasonably have a load balancer in front of ironic. It's just, it will do also some internal reshuffling. If you hit a random ironic API, it will probably redirect your request.
Okay, I see. So it's sort of like with etcd, where etcd internally talks, they talk internally, and you can then have externally a load balancer. Okay, nice. I'm going to think a bit about that. Maybe I will have more ideas after a couple of days.
That would be great. I'm terribly busy downstream this week, so don't feel pressure. I hope to get back to ironic operator one day, but that requires clearing up a few things downstream, which I'm responsible for.
Thanks all. I think I will accept this, even though in the future, anyways, things will change when the operator comes and as we move forward. If you think, Leonard, you could a bit update this on your current understanding, like what you expect if it has changed. But I guess the basic limitation is still there in the current implementation, so you would anyway need to get these environment variables configurable to do anything.
Yeah, it's just yeah, exactly. It's just the like bash scripts and variables probably that would need to change. But I need to think a bit about what I learned now.
Okay, I have accepted, and thanks for this good discussion. Let's move forward. If there are no any other questions or talking points related to this. Okay, if not, then this is the next one. It was a bit hard to understand for me that what this was about. I actually pre-triaged this. This is basically about how to use BMO on its own without CapM3, CAP anything, and more specifically about redeployment. And if I go to the specific questions, the BMH basically have to be redeployed periodically. But then there is a mix of mixing up the BMH and the machine disk image update, because if you want to update the machine, then it's enough to change that. But then if you need to, for some reason, modify the BMH or remove it and then bring it back, so it's not completely clear to me. But like what is rebuilding the system means here. And I see that there are cleaning problems. Cleaning the node can fail because you have an IO error. It can fail because you simply don't reach or don't provide an IPA or don't reach the IPA IPA. So it's a bit a lot of question in one. But I think I will write some general information. There is not really anything to triage here, because this is not an issue, this is not a problem. Because in general, deploying a BMH works. So this is solely on the user side, if there is any error based on what I've read so far. So yep, I will try to put something together and answer here. But there's not really any actionable triaging thing to do. Then this is, I think, is a similar one. Yeah, from the same person. I said I already last month asked specific questions and I didn't get any answer for my questions. Yeah, these are all most likely configuration problems. There is nothing to triage here, in my opinion. But please stop me if you don't agree. But none of these two provisioning problems are actual bugs, in my opinion. This is a very old one. And there was no communication with this, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I see that Audio was interested in this. And again, we would need so much information about all the config and the environments where people are deploying that it's a bit complicated if we are not getting reproduction steps in some simplified environment. Yeah, and this is an ongoing discussion. Okay, so that's basically all of it. 3 questions and then 1 invalid, and 2 where we ask for more info, and then 1 ongoing discussion. That's all we have here. Is there any question? Would you like to go in deeper related to any of these?
Yeah, on the one on the note on the top, I think I saw this before, and it was because the wrong customized version. So I commented it down.
Thank you. That might be easily the problem. Yep, thanks. And I think I will put here also a question label. This is not a book. Not sure if it removes it like that. It like this. There is no question kind, really. Okay. Nice, thank you. Anyone else related to any of these? Okay, if not, let's quickly check the stale ones. Flaky. Yeah, I already pinged people on this one. But I will let it auto close because nobody's seeing this. Yes. I'm not sure if anyone is seeing this. This is the BMH gets stuck by the provisioning. I think I haven't seen it in the CI. But for the feature tests, we had them broken for a long time, more than 2 months. So this might be still a thing. And at the end of September, I have seen it. So let's give this some time. Okay, and then Okay, this was just some question. Yeah, I remember this. This can auto close. Okay, so that's all for today. Does anyone have any suggestions, problems, requests, questions related to the committee meeting, to the team meetup, anything? If not, then thanks for your time and let's meet next week. And until then, have a great weekend and great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.